Well, if there can be no arrangement, then we are at an impasse.
I'm afraid so. I can't compete with you physically, and you're no match for my brains.
You're that smart.
Let me put it this way. Have you ever heard of Plato, Aristotle, Socrates?
Yes?
Morons.
Really?
Welcome to
Morons Mince Movies.
I am your host, Moron Sam Munoz, and I'm here with my fellow morons, Ublester Peñalosa II and Akam. He hate the sun because he thought it was a mango, Arturo.
Nice reference.
And today we are mincing
Monkey Man.
Monkey Man. That's right, directed by Dev Patel. Written by Dev Patel and some other folk. I don't know.
And he's also lead starring in it.
And he's also starring in it. And produced by Jordan Peele.
Jordan Peele.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a big story on that. Jordan Peele.
There's holy shit. The story of the production alone. My God.
Yeah. He had all kinds of issues. He broke his hand.
The movie was made
COVID.
and completed during 2021.
Yeah,
holy shit! It's been a few years. I didn't know any of this, man.
Yeah.
You guys did your research. What the fuck?
I know.
What is this?
It's not like us at all.
It's like me. I always do this. Yeah.
2021, you said? That's
So, dude,
3 years
ago.
I mean, I was planning on getting into that math. Yeah, it was a little difficult there. I was planning on getting into this a little later, but fuck it, we're already talking about it, dude. Yeah, when it was completed, apparently Netflix had bought the distribution rights for $30 million.
Yes.
And then they actually watched the movie.
Oh shit!
They were just thinking, oh, it's John Wick in India.
It's a movie about a monkey.
And but then they're like, oh shit, this is like a little more controversial as we're gonna get into the social political themes of it. This might be a little bit much. Shit. Okay, and they tried to quietly sell it to the point where it almost got canceled.
Damn. Yeah.
And then Jordan Peele ended up
movie.
watching it at some point and said, no, this is I need to make this happen. So he was able to buy the distribution rights from Netflix for under $10 million.
Jesus.
He got a bargain, man.
Yes, he did.
I mean, it made $10 million the first weekend, so he's already made his money back.
And he didn't have to do any of the hard work, right?
No,
it was already made.
It's just
he released it through his production company, Monkey Pop, which then has a distribution deal with Universal Pictures.
Yeah. Cool.
So, yeah.
Yeah, man. Let's should we get into it then?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, let's start with general thoughts. It
was fucking awesome,
Arturo,
man.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah,
all
dude,
right.
I had a great time with this movie. Yeah,
Good.
It got deep. It got fucking the fight scenes were awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, wonderfully performed. I thought that was great.
Cool. I thought it was good. I didn't think it was awesome. I thought it was good. It was good. It was. I had a good time. I enjoyed it. I love the style of it. It reminded me a lot of Slumdog Millionaire, which Dev Patel stars in that movie as well, and is directed by Danny Boyle, who has that very fast cutting. It also takes place in India, and it has that fast cutting sort of style and everything like that. So it reminded me a lot of that movie, and I like I said, I enjoyed the style. The stunt choreography was great. It was a good movie. In general, I liked it. I think it was a little bit I know you talked about a little bit of some of the themes are controversial, but I felt like it didn't go enough into them. It was sort of a little bit on the surface with regards to the themes, the underlying themes and stuff. But overall, I thought it was good though.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to also agree more with Sam. I really enjoyed myself. I fucking had a blast. There was a few things that stood out for me, and it's probably more of me personally, just things that I kind of get held up on when I'm watching a movie, and that happened a few times. But outside of that, the cinematography I loved. Visually, this movie was really pleasing. The choreography, the fights didn't seem fake. They didn't seem forced, which is a fucking huge deal breaker for me. They looked legit. It looked like he actually did get injured and hurt,
get winded,
which I'm finding out. I mean, he must have. But yeah, no, the storyline. So my wife, when we first started dating, she was really into Bollywood movies. So it kind of was a nice throwback to that. Which is.
Did you guys see it together?
No, we didn't see this one together. I went to go watch it on my own.
Well, this is not like Bollywood at all.
No, it's not. No.
There's no singing. There's not 3 hours. There's no musical.
Right. It wasn't that. But some of the more scenes were you need to kind of just
it just reminded you of that world.
Accept it, Yeah, it would just because there was a lot of that. That's probably where more of my, and I'll get into it more later. But that's probably where more of my nitpicks came from, which is the realism, I guess, of everything, injury-wise and all of that. But we'll get into that later.
it
I enjoyed
does-
it. I had a good time.
Yeah. Okay. Let's let's get into the spoiler part of this then. Did anybody want to give like a little bit of a synopsis of what's going on in the movie? I think it's a very simple story.
Yeah, it's a revenge action thriller.
Yeah, revenge action.
Within the John Wick universe, though, because not within
What?
the John Wick
No.
universe, in our universe, because John Wick is a movie to them.
Oh,
They reference,
that's right.
They reference
they
John
do,
Wick in this as a movie.
And I like that
So
because
I was like, oh, okay, they're not. Yeah,
I like that because it gave it the perspective like this isn't just a John Wick copy or anything like this is meant to be taken seriously as
Right.
because it does have many parallels to the real world.
that really helped a lot for me.
and I thought of Sam immediately on how you feel about like chapters 3 and 4 of John Wick. He reaches like superhuman levels.
Yes.
So like just having that in there is like no, like these are real people type thing. That's how it kind of felt to me.
I definitely think this is actually better than the John Wick movies. I liked the first John Wick, and the second one I still liked, but the third and fourth one I thought were just ridiculous. But this one, in terms of the style, I think it's a better movie. And in terms of like how it gets you into the film and the characters, I think you're much more what's the word I'm looking for? Invested. Yes, you're much more invested in what's going on with Dev Patel's character, who at first it's a little confusing because it doesn't tell you right away what's going on.
Confusing.
At the beginning, it's a little confusing. Well, first of all, it starts off with like a flashback when he's a child and he's with his mother, and they're telling the story of this deity whose name I can't remember, Hanuman or something like that.
I think it was Hanuman.
Oh, God, I can't believe I remember that. So this was like a monkey man type deity. I'm guessing it's in the Hindu culture of some sort. I apologize if I'm getting this wrong. But she's telling the story of this monkey man who, I guess in his hubris wanted to go eat a mango. It turned out he ate the sun, and the other gods punished him, and so on. That's the story. But this monkey deity is sort of a hero to the downtrodden and the poor and so on, everything like that. And then it flash forwards to him as an adult, and he's
a boxer.
Yeah, and he's like not really a boxer. He's kind of like a fighter
Wrestler,
in like
street
a
fighter,
wrestling sort of
bare-knuckle,
style. Yeah.
Underground.
Mixed martial arts, if you will.
Underground.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
he
real,
goes by
but
the
it's-
name of Kong.
Yeah. It goes with the name of
Which
Kong,
was awesome.
which is great.
That's his name.
And so it goes, and so you don't really get to see, what's happened to his family at that point.
Yeah, of course, because the story hasn't allowed that just yet.
I know. So at
that's
first,
what he's starting.
that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like at first, you're like, this is
What's
going
going
on,
on?
and
Yeah.
why does he want to get? Because he's trying to infiltrate this other company, right?
Yeah, the plan hasn't come together, but you know that there's a plan.
Yeah.
Just with subtle imagery from when he's getting prepped and his flash memories, you know that he's got a fucking plan.
Yeah.
And whatever the plan is, it involves him being a cage fighter. And slowly throughout the movie, you start realizing why he's in this position.
Yes.
And it's to meet certain people. And he has a certain target involved in
Yes.
mind, which is the chief of police. I don't know his name, if you guys can
It was
enlighten
Raul.
me. Raul.
Raul. Wow.
Yeah, that's.
Would not have guessed that one.
I know, right? Raul.
Oh, they spell it differently.
Oh, okay.
I'm thinking Raul.
Yeah,
But
me too. I was like, Raul?
Anyway, that's his target, and you find out the reason why that's his target. I'm gonna just fucking do the whole thing. Is that
Yeah,
fair?
do it.
That's fine. So the reason why this former chief or the current chief of police is his target is because this chief of police carried out the order of this like fucking religious spiritual leader that has major political influence.
Who's a fraud.
Who's
Yes.
a fraud.
Yeah,
he's a fraud. And they needed this land, they needed this territory to expand their church or whatever it is that they were building. And in order to do so, they had to murder all these people that were living there, which included Dev Patel's character and his mom. So
Well,
we
Dev
find
Patel
out,
survived, but
yes, we find out through the flash memories that his mom died a horrible death that involved
Dude,
fire.
that was harsh, man.
It was
Yeah.
very difficult to watch. Man.
I looked away.
And poor kid, he's trying to put her out, and that leads to
fucked up.
scars in his hand, which plays a part in this movie as well. But since then, he's grown with this fucking thought of nothing more than to just kill this chief. And in order to get there, he has to go through all these steps. He meets a fight promoter who happens to do business with this, and that's basically the
It's
whole
very
movie.
intricate. Yeah.
That's the whole movie, and that's what I really enjoyed that part of this movie. Like it wasn't.
It did. Yes, it was.
It was John Wick without being John Wick, I guess, if you can say. I don't know what that means, but it's more of.
The only reason why this is being compared to John Wick is because it's a revenge story and there's a lot of action where
And
you
it's
know.
well done
Yeah,
action.
that's what I
Like-
mean. With
and
it.
that's
It
pretty
being a
much-
John Wick without it being John Wick.
But the thing is that John Wick isn't that original either in terms of a story.
No.
There's been
Yeah.
revenge stories forever. I mean,
Yeah.
before you had Kill Bill,
it's-
which has a
There's,
similar
so
revenge
Born
story.
Ultimatum.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Because
There, bud.
when John Wick came out, it revitalized the action genre and like made it feel fresh again.
Yeah,
and
it did.
this is definitely a step in that direction as well. In terms of like a lot of, because what this has that's different from John Wick 2 is a lot of the chase sequences.
Yeah.
I mean, the later John Wick films got into those too, but I felt like, and it was like prolonged. It wasn't just him fighting through like, you know, fighting this mob boss and fighting over here. It was something that happened, which then resulted in him trying to break out. Like the whole sequence of him giving, so as we talked about, you know, he became and he infiltrated this company, started off as a dishwasher, was able to work his way up to waiter for these like lavish VIP parties, slips the
because he had his the partner guy.
the partner
He
guy
was
helped
helping him out 'cause he
which
was-
he helped him out by able to making him a lot
Making
of
him
money,
money,
by
yeah.
betting on him.
Getting
So
the bets, yeah.
it's really worked out. It's really well
Again,
thought of.
yep.
Yeah, again, and then getting to that point, spiking his fucking cocaine.
Yeah,
And like in
man.
that whole like bathroom sequence, I was like, holy shit,
Yeah.
'cause it was brutal.
I
But
think
then
that was
it,
the peak.
and then it didn't stop there. It
Yeah.
it kept with the chase, with the cops, with everything. So like it was just, it felt very like, I guess
Kept going.
for lack of a better term, it felt very kinetic. Like there was a lot of energy of what was happening.
Yeah, I think
and that's
this,
what I really felt it did differentiate itself from a lot of the action films we're seeing today.
Yeah, 100%. I thought that first scene where he first
'Cause things
confronts
went
the
wrong.
chief
Yeah.
was very intense, and you can tell. I like the fact that he was like not ready to do this yet, and.
And how
You
it
know,
went.
with John Wick, I don't know. We keep comparing it to John Wick is already like this expert assassin. He's just fucking killing everybody, whatever.
Yeah.
And he's not really that kind of person. He's just he's a regular guy who's trying to get the vengeance for his mother and everything like that. And when he finally gets to the guy, which is you would think this is like the last scene in the movie, but it's actually in the middle.
No, yep. Yep.
And he fucks it
And
all
it
up.
goes wrong, yeah,
And
I
it goes
love that,
wrong. Yeah, and it was great. And that whole sequence was very intense.
Yes, dude. When he
Yeah,
escapes.
very intense.
What about that scene where you think he's gonna jump
break
through
out
the
of the
window,
window?
and he just
Yes.
it's a thicker glass.
That was great.
It's a thicker glass than what he expected. Because I was like, this is just like what I've seen in 18 other movies.
It wrecked the action movie trope
Like,
and it's so well.
He
I
did
love
it so
that.
well done where you walk up to the window and you look out and you're like, yeah, I think I can make this. And you take a few steps back. And as a viewer, you're like, okay, here we go
goes.
again. He's going to
Crash
crash through
through
the
the
window
window.
and crash on a few
Dude,
roofs.
when that was happening, I'm like, I can hear Sam already talking about
Same.
not surviving
like,
the fall from
fucking
the
Sam,
movie.
Find
you
it.
son of a bitch.
It's good. I'm living in your guys' mind rent
You are.
free, baby. Rent fucking free.
Oh, in
I have
my mind,
infiltrated.
you're wearing a leaf.
Fucking squatter.
I've infiltrated your minds.
In my mind, you're wearing a tutu and a lederhosen.
I'm not in a little tricycle.
No. Yeah, no, you're not. You're totally being humiliated. Anyway, as I was watching that scene, I was like, that's what's going to happen. He's going to jump through the window. And then, lo and behold, he's not strong enough to break through the glass.
so
and he just
good.
crashes. And he gets caught.
Yeah, and then
And
he's
I
like,
was like,
fuck, now he has to
okay.
fight like 4 more dudes.
Now you
Yeah.
fucking have me. Yeah, and he has to fight more people. And he gets caught. And he just gets... Like, luckily, he gets out of the situation. And that's a lot of what I like.
And he
where-
technically doesn't. He gets shot.
Yeah, he gets shot.
He's
He
shot.
has to steal his buddy's fucking car.
Yeah.
Which worked out so well in terms of like its
That's
maneuverability
right. Yeah,
and
yeah,
everything.
A little moped truck. No, yeah, man, it was the right amount of brutal for me as well, because I know that there are some.
It
movies
does get
like this
pretty
where-
brutal
yeah,
even
it
more
does.
towards the end.
But they don't overdo it. You know, it's a slow build up, and they use it wisely. there's that scene in the brothel in that first chase scene where he
Yeah.
decides to run into a brothel and the owner of the brothels are like, you fucking
Oh,
guy, you brought,
yeah,
you brought the cops to me.
dude. And he takes out the fucking
a
axe.
fucking hatchet.
Yeah.
And then there's a guy who's just walking behind like, oh, I gotta take a piss, man. And it just crack. And he gets fucking slashed through his neck. I was like, I felt for that guy. But that whole
Wrong
scene
place
was
at the wrong time.
Yeah, and it was still part of this huge, elaborate escape
Yeah, man.
chase sequence. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
no, those
fucking
sequences
awesome.
were good. Now and then, I'm sorry if you guys don't have anything else.
No,
to
no,
say. I was
keep
just
going,
gonna-
keep going.
yeah.
Uble. Do
Well, I
it.
was just gonna say, I think if I'm not mistaken, it then goes into where he gets rescued.
He gets rescued by the
he gets
that,
his ass
that
fucking
temple
pummeled
of,
to death, and he falls into this river.
Yep.
And somehow,
He gets
I'm
pulled
not gonna
out.
get too far into it. I don't know where. At one point in this river, he looked pretty beat up, too beat up to stay afloat. But if he was able to stay afloat, that's fine. He gets pulled out by this like clan of trans ninjas.
Yeah.
If that's the best way I can
I
put
would
it.
call them like trans monks.
Monks.
Oh, or
it's-
maybe
it's-
like-
it's a society.
They're Hindu monk.
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
happen
Again,
to
we,
be
we do apologize
who happen
for
to be
any
transgender.
possible.
Oh no,
That's who they are.
no,
That's-
no, no.
I'm not. I don't know how that would be offensive.
Listen,
That's who
I
the
fucking
characters
loved-
are.
I fucking loved that scene where they basically bring him back to health and they
Yeah.
help train him, and then there's that fucking.
Oh, that
jazz.
was so well
Yeah.
done.
He was great.
And I was like, I'm gonna communicate like that. I'm gonna ask Sam to introduce me like that at the next time. I forgot. So
I don't think I can play the
it's too late
bongos like
now.
that.
No, you probably can.
I will. I'll do it for you.
You can play the bongos like that?
Probably.
Really? With the whole like
With
squeaking
the sad
sound, like
thing? No, I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
He was throwing
Why
in
not?
some like cumbia shit in there. I don't know what the hell was going on.
Yeah,
It was
that
sick.
that was really cool. Just that whole training and like just to feel like he was. I felt like he felt part of a community
Yeah.
with everything that was going on, and it made the fight bigger than just himself. At that point,
Yeah.
it wasn't. I mean, it was his revenge, but it was also like
This-
bringing some sort of justice.
This is where it starts to relate to the metaphor of the monkey man, which I think was
Yeah.
why it's called the
That's
monkey
true.
man. So
Because
he's
they kept
he's
referring to
supposed to
him.
represent this deity Hanuman or whatever it was called, and how he become at first it was very much a selfish endeavor. It was all about him and his mother and his vengeance, everything like that. And when he meets the main Hindu monk guy, right, who teaches him
False prophet.
to have a purpose. I mean, that's his whole thing. Like, you need to fight for a purpose instead of just for yourself. And he gives him that drug from the root or whatever, and he goes on this crazy ass high, which
psychedelic trip.
Yeah, the psychedelic trick.
yeah.
I actually kind of enjoyed that scene where he like opens up his
Sure, right,
suit or
his
whatever.
skin, and, like,
Yeah,
becomes all this,
and
like,
lava
lamp.
Yeah, and it goes, and the
Yeah.
camera goes into his body, and we get. Yeah, I kind of really
remember,
liked that. It was a interesting turn, and he sort of comes out of this trance, kind of reborn. Right, he starts to heal. He starts to train again. That's when the bongo guy is like helping him with his training and his everything.
Yes.
Were you guys aware, real quick, that Dev Patel is a mixed martial artist as well?
I did not know that.
Yeah, he started training in I think it was Taekwondo, like at age 14 or something.
No fucking
His
way.
mom
It
took him.
shows.
See, that was a cool. Sorry for the side tangent, but see, that was really. He was talking about in an interview. Like he grew up on like the action movies of like Jet Li, Jackie Chan, and even like looking up to Sylvester Stallone and Schwarzenegger, and he really wanted to do an action film for the brown guy, basically. Because and when it comes to these movies,
For me?
it's always like it's the IT guy.
Thanks.
I didn't know you were Indian, Uble.
Yeah,
That explains your name. Ublester is an Indian
Is it
an
really?
Indian name.
It is. It is.
It is?
For Southern Indian, actually.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's. I'm just fucking around with you, man.
But Mumbai.
Yeah, you-
I don't even know if Mumbai is in the south.
no, it's not.
It's not.
Oh.
Damn it.
Central North.
My geography
Fine.
is way
That's
off.
fine. That's fine. Let's move on.
Let's move on. Oh yeah, I just want to reconnect that into all this. So like seeing him, that was his fight skills. That So
He did great.
Yeah.
If he did all his stunts, he did fantastic. I mean, can
Yeah,
you
and
scroll
he-
down? No,
he
also I can
broke
see the names.
Several things like his fingers, his shoulder got dislocated, his rib.
Yeah.
I think.
See that, man. Yeah, I will say.
Oh,
that,
it was not Raul. It was Rana.
Rana,
thought it was Raul
you were
this
way
whole
off.
time. I don't
Way
know
off,
why.
man.
Swanson.
He started with an R though.
Samsonite. And you started with an R.
So then he nurses himself back to health. Well, he doesn't nurse himself back to
yeah,
health.
Yeah,
That's-
it's a whole thing.
His
It's the montage.
Yeah,
yeah,
This is where the montage.
this is the Rocky montage
The
happens.
Rocky montage happens.
Yeah.
Only it's Dave practice. Now here's
Before we get back to him, like coming back and
Yes.
getting his vengeance, let's talk about the fraud leader guy,
I don't remember his name. What's his name? Look it
What
up.
was it?
It's-
It's
oh, there
Alpha.
It is.
No, that's not Alpha. It is Alpha.
Shaki.
Yeah, Baba Shaki.
Oh,
Baba
yeah,
Shakti.
Baba
That's
Shaki.
it. That's it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Alpha
was the
was
false
the
prophet.
the guy in the temple,
Yeah.
the temple leader.
Yeah.
Right, Baba Shaki.
Yeah,
Shakti.
yeah. Anything on that guy?
I mean,
The parallels were like, oh god,
yeah, no, you go for it. Go for it.
I was just saying like the parallels of that just it felt so like real.
Really?
To me, it did.
Oh.
Like, especially like in a state where like government and religion aren't like really separated.
There's that. Yeah.
Like and it's a scary thing of how you can just
you can have that influence.
yeah, man. Like
Yep.
and I feel like we're seeing that more in across the world and in the US.
Yeah.
Without getting too much into it.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
So
I had a real like emotional hate towards this character because I hate those
prophets.
people. No, like it's like in
They
real
put-
life, those
they
people who are.
manipulate. They put themselves on pedestals and use that power to like manipulate things.
Yeah.
In the worst.
But
of
even
ways.
more with these types of characters, where it's like they're supposed to be like the hippie sort of character, even though he's not a hippie, he's more of a
I see what you
yogi.
mean. Yeah,
he's more of a
yeah.
yogi type character, but he's not like the nature and the beauty and
Yeah.
it's like look
has a
at
private jet.
and it's like and then he's just a complete hypocrite about everything. Like
Yeah.
that is the worst, like
Yep.
the worst type of
And he
the
does
worst
a
type
damn
of
good
villain.
job of portraying it.
I would
man.
prefer the villain who's just like full on, like I tend in terms of like my emotion towards the character, right? Who's just like I'm an asshole and that's who I am. yeah.
I'm taking your gold.
Yeah, like I tend to be like, oh yeah, that's a good. But this guy, like, I really hated him.
Oh, yeah.
like I hate it, which is good. Which is
made
good.
his
That's
comeuppance
what he
so
wants.
much better.
Yeah, which is a good thing because that's what you want in a villain. You really want to hate
Yeah.
that villain, and I hate that kind of character
Yep.
in real life.
And so to bring it back, this is the guy, the one we're talking about. He's the one that gave the order to the police chief to fucking kill everyone in that village where Dev Patel, Monkey Man's family was from. So that's why it all kind of comes back to him, and that's who ultimately Monkey Man takes revenge on, right?
Yeah.
After
He was
chief-
the final boss.
He was the
to speak.
final boss.
Yeah.
Yes. And that happened after that pivotal scene. I feel like I'm jumping around. I
It's all right.
let's-
We always
let's-
do. Well,
let's get to
that's
this.
what we always do when we try to summarize the film.
It's fine. It's
Yeah.
fine.
I'm
so
It's fine. Yeah,
excited.
yeah. We tried to order ourselves at one point, and it just didn't work.
not gonna happen.
It didn't work.
Never.
We're just this kind of.
It's fine.
This is what we are. This
I
is who
feel
we
like
are.
Everyone's used to it now, hopefully.
Yeah, we just
and if
jump
you
around.
aren't used to it, welcome.
Yeah, go watch some more of our videos. Anyways, let's get to the point where he comes back and he's got his plan to go in there and basically invade.
Oh, dude, yes.
He
So
bleaches
the
his
scene,
gorilla
the
mask,
bleaching
man.
of the gorilla mask. I wanted him to wear it more.
Yeah.
I feel like he took it
Yeah.
off too soon.
I agree with that. He took it off
Yeah,
too soon.
too
I thought he
soon.
was gonna
Wore
go
it
in
for
there
like
with
five
that
it.
actually really bothered me.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, because it was like this whole like like baptism moment, I guess you could say, and then putting it on and donning this persona. I thought he was gonna wear at least like once he gets through a couple people.
Yeah.
But he just as soon as he walked up, he took it off. I'm like,
Yeah,
what
because
the
right before that
He took
happens,
out two
he
guards.
comes
Yeah.
back to his fighting, promotion or whatever, and he's just start
right.
beating everybody up. He beats everybody up, including
Dude,
that giant guy.
No, first off, the fact that he fucking takes out the Cobra guy with
Yes,
fucking
with
one
one kick.
hit.
One kick, yeah.
Yeah, one kick. Now, see, so this is not to be a wet blanket here, but this is kind of where I had some like
Bring it in.
issue, which is after the first chase, they made sure to announce via newspapers and news, this motherfucker is wanted for murder. This guy is the person who tried to kill him and his associate. But yet in this underground boxing ring, the guy who isn't he the one from District 9?
He is.
It was him, right?
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
his name?
Charlton
Sure.
Carpenter. Yeah, it's right there.
Something like that. There you go.
Thank you,
Like
producer.
no one would know. Holy shit! It's this guy who's been wanted and who
You're saying
wants-
no one would know?
I feel like someone would have been like, "Yo,
I feel like in the
No.
underground boxing place,
Essentially-
like nobody
Okay.
gives a shit because
Yeah,
everybody's and
yeah,
also he's
it's
got
already-
his mask
it's al-
on.
yeah,
His mask.
it's already illegal.
that's right,
Yeah.
that's right."
So-
probably not gonna just right.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's how I got it past that one. My first one was the fact that his entire training, his entire montage, was him punching a punching bag to the beat of a hippie drummer.
Yeah,
Right? And then that somehow gave him the skills and the abilities to where he's now like climbing through these guards, and he's like doing these elaborate like Jason Bourne moves where like some guy's trying to punch him, and he's like clap your arm, remove your weapon, turn it around, shoot.
Yeah, there was nothing
Boom.
showing
Like,
that
it
kind of
was-
training.
There was nothing giving me that training.
Okay.
That's the one thing where I was like,
I agree with
if
that.
that's all it takes
Okay.
to get to that level, I would buy myself a punching bag tonight.
Made of
and
rice.
just start going
Made
at
of
it.
rice, by the
I'll
way.
hire a hippie drummer and be like, "Hey, show
So,
up, buddy."
You,
Hey,
It has to
fucking
be
bongo.
Hindu.
Hold on, you-
It has to be Hindu.
You bring up a good point, and here's my counterpoint.
Okay.
When later on we get to this is happening in the movie where he goes back and he's he's beating the shit out of everybody, and there's that scene where like he is in that VIP area again, one against a bunch, and then all of a sudden a bunch of dudes show
More
up,
show up, yeah.
and who shows up? All his homegirls, everyone that was from the temple,
right,
who
yeah.
all had fighting experience.
Right.
Yeah, they should have showed
Which
something.
we also didn't
Yeah.
really know a lot about.
So
Yeah.
so
'Cause they never established, by the way.
But
this
I feel like it is understood that clearly they're fighters. Clearly, he got fighting experience through them while he was there.
But this is you
Through
brought
bongo
up another part where I
However
was
they did it.
where I was
That's
also
right.
like I had
However
a
they did
problem
it
with
is the question here.
I agree with Uwe.
That's where the training came from, though. That's what I'm
No,
saying.
know,
I'm not
but
saying
here's
where
the
did it
thing.
come from.
Uh-huh.
I'm just saying I wish they would have showed it.
yes, yes, exactly. I agree with Uwe
As
here.
far
but,
as I know he trained at that monastery. I know that it was these monks who helped him get to that level. I don't doubt that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying from the montage, all they showed was him hitting a punching bag to the beat, and they showed it multiple times.
Yeah.
They could have started with that and then
Okay.
been like,
And then
now he-
showed,
now he-
like, the different
Now he's on
ones.
two
So,
posts.
I'll give
Look
you
at
that.
how he's walking
I'll
on
give
just
you
two
that.
posts.
But I just I won't say that it's a plot hole because clearly it shows that they had fighting experience and he
I
was
don't
with them
believe I
for a
said it
while.
was a plot hole.
No.
I
And
just
that's
said it
why
was
I'm
something that-
agreeing
yeah.
with maybe they should have shown something, but it's definitely not something we're like, where the fuck did this? Because it's
I
it
do
shows to
think
show
it's
where it
I do
came
think
from.
it's kind of a plot hole in the sense
There he
that
goes.
hold on, in the sense that there is
like I do.
hold on. What?
No, I love it. I just go for it.
I have a right to respond.
No one said you didn't.
The plot hole is this: that there is nothing in the movie during the scenes when they're in the monastery that these transgender Hindu monks or whatever know how to fight.
Right. They've been struggling their whole lives.
And then it's like nothing seems to show that they know how to fight, that they're warriors in any way whatsoever. And then all of a sudden they're warriors.
That's what makes the reveal even awesomer.
No, it makes
Yes!
it kind of it makes it kind of convenient to
Yeah.
the plot.
That's
It
what I
makes
was
it
thinking.
convenient.
Awesome.
It's
And
convenient.
And wouldn't
Listen, I
it
still
stand
enjoyed
to
it.
show? Thank you. Wouldn't it stand to show that they would know how to defend themselves because of the situation that they're in?
The situation, which is that they're living in these
They-
caves hidden. From
Yeah,
they're
they're kind of living in a
because they
hidden
don't- they can't
temple
get
or
money.
something.
Like if
Yeah.
they were able to fight like this, you would think they would go out and do like we
Exactly.
gotta fucking get money. Let's
agree.
go do our ninja shit to get money.
Yes,
so that we can be
yes.
able to move out of these situations.
They're the transgender
I-
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. The TTMNT, of course.
Yes,
Everybody knows the TTMNT.
Clearly.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Okay,
at
yeah,
first,
we'll agree
the
to disagree.
opening, if they would have established that from the get-go, I would have accepted it. If they would have been like, he's walking through the hallways and he's looking into different rooms and they're like doing various trainings, and then they show this, I'd be like,
Okay.
now it makes sense.
All right, I'll give
Yeah.
you that. Yeah, that's
we
fine.
saw a glimpse of
Okay.
them training
I
for whatever
yes,
reason.
I would have liked to have seen something like that
All
to
we saw
establish
was-
that
I
these
would-
are
I would have been down to
warriors.
see any more action.
Right,
That was-
right.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
those simple scenes could have justified that entire
An
intro to me.
extra 5 minutes is
an
all
extra
you
5
needed.
minutes.
Is
Sure,
all
all
you
I
need.
would have needed.
Sometimes
So-
that really
all it
changes
takes.
the movie,
Yeah,
man.
That's true. All right.
But
So,
yeah, anyways,
wait, hold on. Let's go back to that fight sequence though, because I really
Yeah.
want to talk about. So
Yeah.
when that was happening, when it was just him at first, before everyone else showed up, I remember really paying attention to the score, and as a whole, I feel like the film had a really beautiful score, and it made like the fact that it was like I guess a softer song you could say at first, like really made things shine more. It almost made it like poetic, like the fight sequences that were happening. And I just remember like seeing that part, like really appreciating it. And all of a sudden, the sequence with like everyone starts fighting, and they fucking blast the band Bloodywood, which is an
Yeah,
Indian
we were a huge
folk
fan.
metal band. I sent these guys the clip right after the movie.
did.
Sam had no recollection of it
He sent it to
whatsoever.
you as well?
No,
Yeah.
Sam's
Yeah.
like, I couldn't get through 30 seconds. What is
I
this?
couldn't, man.
I'm like, how do
I-
you not remember? It was so epic.
I played it and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" Like,
accident?
Huh?
Did you send me this by accident? Is that what you texted him?
No, I was just like,
This is Sam.
what is like? I think I saw
I even said,
there was
like,
a
this
point
is
where
for
someone was
after
wearing a
Monkey
monkey
Man.
mask. I think.
Yeah.
So I thought like, oh, is it because
I know.
of the monkey mask?
I even said this is. Well, anywho, but like I was
Just,
so
all you
excited
said
to
was
hear that.
after you finished Monkey
Yeah,
Man.
because it was in the movie and it was
you
epic.
didn't say that much.
I don't remember. Did
I-
you
I
remember the
would've
song?
thought you
No,
would've not
nobody
needed
remembers the
to-
song.
It played and it was the heavy fucking metal, man. Okay, so
But
the
it
reason
all
why I
just
was so
sounds like-
excited for this is because like the heavier side of metal and everything that branches into the giant realm of metal, hardcore, everything, all that big, much bigger aspect is hardly ever seen in like mainstream media. In particular, big Hollywood productions. So the fact that we had
I don't think this is a big Hollywood production.
something that is now
It's getting
close.
mainstream.
Okay, okay.
It's
For
definitely
now.
indie
Yeah.
movie though.
It's definitely not an well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. You know what
yeah,
I'm trying
yeah,
to get.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not just an indie short that was released. You know, for an
It's
independent movie
got
circuit.
some exposure. Is what I'm
Yes.
trying to say. What you're
So,
trying to say is that.
Yeah. So there's just the fact that something like that was that heavy,
Yeah.
and if you haven't checked out the band, please.
You're gonna have to send that. To
I will send it to you. Actually, Noel. I sent it to Tori, and Tori actually loves the band.
Oh,
So
really?
It was really cool that he already knew of it. And Tori, shout out to you.
Tori.
Appreciate you, man.
I didn't know you were. I didn't know you were
He
a metalhead.
loves metal. We've
What the
been
fuck?
talking about this whole, like ever since
What
then.
the
Yeah,
fuck?
he's my new best friend.
Jesus.
So
How many years did we work together? I thought we were friends. You son of a bitch.
yeah, it looks like you have to follow up with him on that. But no, I was just so excited and it happened right after. I'm like, oh, this is so poetic and beautiful. And then the heavy metal started blasting. I'm like, this is so fucking awesome. I can't believe this is happening. And I just got really excited.
So now that Arturo has jizzed all over this table here, this was a black apron, but now it's gone white.
No, was it
Anyway.
Jack?
Dry clean
Let,
and return
let's talk about these. Let's talk about these final
Pollock
fight
thing?
scenes and everything like that. I will say the final epic fight scene I thought was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
There was only a few moments where I felt like it kind of got a little bit too much, but for the most part, it stayed balanced, and I liked that.
Yeah.
I like that didn't get ridiculous to the
Same.
point where I was just like, oh, this is ridiculous. Like they're just I've lost that suspense of disbelief type of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought it was good. I love the transgender Hindu warrior coming in and helping out. I loved all that. I do wish there would have been some more backstory there. When he finally gets to the main guy, right?
Rana or Baba Shakti?
Rana. What do you guys think about the last fight scene there? I don't remember what the heck.
With Rana or Baba Shakti?
Well, Baba Shakti was pretty like.
So you mean Rana?
Yeah, Rana. Yeah.
I thought it was brutal and
Yeah.
awesome. And
Yeah, it got pretty brutal, isn't it?
it did.
Yeah.
And the fact that it went like without a score for a little bit. Or no, was that the first time around?
I don't remember.
No, the first
Honestly,
time around was in the
all I
next
remember was a lot of noise.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for a second, like, oh man, is it gonna be like one of those where like they kill each other type situations? But no, I thought it was incredibly well done.
I enjoyed all the fight scenes. Great fight choreography. I wish there was a goddamn stunt category at the Oscars to have these sort of.
This would definitely be.
This would be one of the
contender,
nominees for sure.
Yeah.
The final scene when he finally gets to Baba Shakti.
Yeah.
I had one issue with this scene. For some reason, I could not understand what Baba Shakti was saying.
Yeah, he was very difficult to understand.
I was
It
trying
had subtitles.
so
Same.
hard. And it didn't have subtitles. What are you
Mine
talking
didn't
about?
have
The movie had
subtitles.
subtitles.
No, it
You
didn't.
went to a subtitle.
Just kidding. No, but the movie did randomly put in subtitles.
Yeah, when
especially-
they were speaking Hindu.
No, sometimes when they were speaking English too.
What?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
That never happened with me.
Yeah, not for
Especially
me.
when he was
Only when they
talking,
were
yeah.
speaking a non-English
I was just
language.
fucking with you.
Oh, you fucking. Anyways, I had a really hard time hearing what he had to say, and it sounded like he was saying something deep
Yeah.
I understand.
that had to do with like the overall theme of the
His family and
of the story.
having to remove the,
and it was so hard. I was like really trying, and then
It was anti. See,
I think
and
you
then
need
I
to
was
sit
like,
closer to the
just
screen.
fucking kill this fucker already. I can't
Yeah.
understand what he's saying. God damn it!
I love the part where he like the only thing Dev Patel's character responds with like, "Don't call me son."
Yeah,
That was fucking awesome.
I like the touch that he was like washing his feet for some reason there was something sort of like sinister about that. That he was sitting again. It goes back to like that
he was sitting in
hippie
that-
fraud person that
the
really
religious
pisses me
imagery
off.
thing, yeah.
Like he's washing his feet and he's like, he even puts his foot up and you can see like the bottom of his feet. It's like it's clean or some shit like that. I kind of enjoy that sort of imagery and how evil he truly is. And so I just wish I would have understood what the hell he was saying because I thought I felt at that moment this is an important scene. Like
I
this is where
understood it
his
perfectly,
character, his
so-
evilness is really showing right here. But I can't understand what he's
It
saying.
did.
Yeah, and I got a little bit about the sandals as he's going. He's showing. I think he says something on the lines of like these sandals
were
allow me
made-
so that I don't step on certain
It's
like, critters
the
or
guy who
something.
made them. Basically, it was a way of wearing them so like he doesn't damage anything, any living creature.
Yeah, exactly,
anything, yeah.
exactly. Which, I got the gist of that, even though I couldn't really understand.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a brilliant line. And again, I going back to his evilness and how much of a fraud he is, and like he's talking about, he's not damaging these things because of his sandals or whatever, but he's about to basically, kill this man. And I really enjoyed that last scene. I don't know what you guys thought.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree, man. I enjoyed that he died. Like I enjoyed that. They had that it was. I felt it was like kind of anticlimactic at some point. I
really?
don't know why.
Oh, okay.
I think I just felt like it could have been more. Okay. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
I feel like
ending of the film or
the previous fight with Rana and everybody else was the
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
thing, and then
That's
This is
kind of
you-
what
the
I felt
epilogue.
like.
this is
Yeah.
more like.
Yeah, so
I think this is more about touching on that sort of those themes,
It-
underlying themes, which again I feel like
it
they
re-
could have
yeah.
done more of to really hit it home.
So to me, going off of that, Uble, it reminded me a little bit of The Killer.
Yeah. Although the killer does, I would say, is definitely anticlimactic. Nobody dies in that.
Well,
final
like
scene.
in the sense of like we had like this huge
was a
thing with
warning.
Rana, and then there was still an additional final
Yeah.
boss.
Yeah.
So to speak, and it was a little bit more dialogue for sure.
Yeah.
I loved.
I think that's what lowered it for me. I think that's what
Really?
lowered it for
Oh.
me, just by a little bit. That and the other shit.
Well,
Sorry.
I had an
Sorry.
so like my only issue was like right. So I loved that he also killed him, and the way he did, and just there's no coming back from that. And it's just that line. What this bummed me out a bit is, I mean, and I get it. It's like it's tragic that he dies from his wounds right then and there.
Well, you don't know. I hope he does die because I don't want this to become like a John Wick.
so,
Yeah.
chapter
I mean, I
felt
3,
like they
4,
set it
5.
up.
But like that mine was like, oh, I wanted, especially with something like this, I wanted it to be have like sort of those scenes where like then you see like what's so in character, especially with this whole movie leading up to him like doing this for the people type situation. I wanted to see like one of those things where it's snippets of like what that has now changed in the world. And like seeing like the people like rising up or or like the crime rates or this or that or how like different people have been affected. Sita maybe living out her life differently now. The prostitute that he met along the way. I
totally
wanted
forgot about her.
Yeah.
Leave it up to your imagination. They leave it up to you.
Yeah, I wanted just
You
a bit
decide.
of I wanted a little bit more of closure
Yeah.
with
No, I
that,
get
especially
that.
since the whole film was leading up to the being this. I wanted a little bit more of that. Really, I really wanted the go off into the sunset ending. I wish he would have stayed alive, found her, and then they would have walked away together.
Yeah.
But it's too much of a happy ending.
Arturo.
I know.
Such
I know,
a sap.
I know. But I really did want something a little bit more at the end. And that's one of the very, very few issues I had with the film.
I feel like
wouldn't
this
call it an
captures the quintessential difference between you and me in terms of what we enjoy because I actually enjoyed that ending.
issue. No, I did
really-
too. I just wanted more. Yeah.
And yeah. But yeah. All right. Should we grade this?
Yes.
I think
Let's
we
do
should
this.
Ooh, by the way, we discussed off camera
Your new grading system?
that I am giving letter grades now.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
we are all giving letter grades.
Nice.
So
Oh,
we-
and
so
we're gonna
we
do
can
an
have
average. Ah, I like
Yes.
it. I like it. I'm glad that we that you like that idea.
Yeah, it's cool. I like it.
All right, let's do this. Go, Arturo.
No,
you
we
go.
start with Uble.
This
Oh,
is
start with
news to
Uble?
me.
All
God
right.
damn it.
It always starts with Uble.
It was in the text message, Uble.
I was not. Believe me, I
goes-
remember you agreed.
This goes back to what we were talking about
No,
off camera, how he blames others
Listen, no,
for
dude.
his.
we agreed. You said, "Ooh, I like that."
That's true. Yeah.
But we never said, "Okay, so it's official, you guys." Starting
Oh,
fucking
yeah,
next step,
you're
we
right.
never said that. So, haha. news to me.
Okay,
I just
go.
thought we were like, oh, we're all in agreement. Anyway, my letter grade for this, fuck, now I have to do math.
What do you mean?
I mean that I think just because of the issue that I presented, as well as the fact that it was sort of anticlimactic. I understand the reasons, but I would still have to give this movie maybe a solid B.
B. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
not a B plus, not a B minus, a solid B, like a good 89. Like a good 89.
That equals
Solid.
B plus.
We're going
B.
letters after
B.
all.
He
Stop
said
trying
B.
to use numbers.
You're the one who used them.
I
Why are you
said
trying to confuse this man?
Oh,
B. That's
God.
my
All
grade.
right,
Yeah.
fine.
All right.
Because of the issue, I just want to make sure that I communicate this. It's because of that part where how did he get disabilities, and also because of the ending. That's it.
I think I like this movie a little bit more than Uble. Like I said, I really enjoyed the style of the movie. It definitely reminded me of Slumdog Millionaire, and that style, those fast cuts and stuff, really worked for me. Because I love Danny Boyle and his movies too. He directed Slumdog Millionaire, but and I liked a little bit more of. I like the realism that's going on in this film, although there is a lot of stuff that's obviously fantastical. I do have some issues. I agree with Uble in terms of like these Hindu warriors. There's not a lot of backstory there that I wish that would have been fleshed out. And I feel like the underlying themes of him fighting for the poor and so on are kind of brushed. They kind of just. They're not explained very. Yeah. I feel like I needed a little bit more there.
They're rushed.
And you only really get that in the ending, which I liked, where you get the Baba Shakti kind of speaking towards that. But I wish there was a little bit more to kind of set that up and kind of really bring it home. But for me, I would give this a B plus. This is not an A because I feel like it's missing a little bit there, but B plus for sure, which for me is a good movie.
Yeah.
It's one I would recommend.
Yeah, I had a fantastic time with it. I think Dev Patel is this is a triumph for him, especially for his directorial debut and writing debut. I think that he had the odds stacked against him, unfortunately, after hearing so much about the troubled production. And for this to come out the way it did, by the way, they ran out of money during
They ran out of what?
the color pink. He's referencing the
I'm sorry,
Barbie.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
sorry.
Damn
They
it.
ran
Did
out
you
of-
know that when they were filming Barbie,
It was international stories of the color pink. Not purple. Not purple.
Why would it be purple?
Pink.
What dumbass would say that? Anyway, I'm sorry, Arturo. I'm sorry.
They ran out of money during production.
Yes.
And some of it was filmed. They had to finish the movie on his phone. They
Yeah,
filmed
that's
it
right.
Oh,
Some
no.
stuff was
on
on the phone.
No shit.
A crane broke for their cameras, and then they just tied the camera to a fucking rope, and they used it as a pendulum swing.
And you can see that in one of the. Yeah.
and you can. See
It's actually a really great scene in the movie during
It
one of the
is.
fights, I believe. Yeah.
I missed all of that. I wish
Yep.
I would have known that.
So just hearing about it all that makes me appreciate even more. But again, even just the theatrical experience, I had a fucking an amazing time. I really rooted for him. I loved the story and what it gave us. The action sequences were just fucking phenomenal. And to me, the later grade that I am giving this movie is an A.
Hey.
Yeah.
Very
my
nice.
Okay. All right. So I think that gives us an average.
Average? Do we need a?
I think
I have a
think
grade
it's an
calculator.
average of B plus. I think that's the average here.
Let's
Either
see
B plus
here.
or-
So it's a B, B plus, an A. So
He's gonna do.
I'm gonna do yeah. So let's see. It's a B, and then you give it a B plus, and I'm giving it an A. It is a 90%.
Oh, so it is an A minus.
A
Yeah, it's an A minus.
Okay. Wow.
That is our
Dang, hey, that's all you,
Okay.
man.
average grade, guys.
Hey,
Average
the average
grade?
is the average. So,
Morons Mince
Morons
Movies.
Mince Movies gives Monkey Man an A minus.
Minus.
Well,
Barely.
Please.
You made it.
yeah, barely 90.1%
Yeah,
according to
90.1.
Arturo's. I like your. We should put that like on the thing.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah, we should.
That's very cool. Math.
All right, awesome. Well, please like and subscribe if you haven't liked and subscribed. Thank you to all your new subscribers. Hope you're enjoying the show. And please tell us what you thought of Monkey Man on the
Monkey
comments. And as always,
Have a dark night.
Have a dog night.
and we are back, I'm sure.
I had the wrong weight. We didn't click
So-
calculate now.
So I refuse to go off the air.
It's been weeks.
Hurry up! We're wasting time. We have more of an hour we're supposed to record. It's fucking 2:30 in the morning.
So here Arturo, in the way he messed up, So the real average grade of Morons Mince movies for Monkey Man is a B plus.
Yes.
It's a B plus.
I had the weight wrong divided by everything, but
B
so
B
it's
plus A is a B plus. That is our official grade. So please like and subscribe.
Dark Knight.
and,
I would Dark Knight.
and if you have a comment for Monkey Man, please comment
Good night,
and so on.
guys.
And as always,
Have a dark night.
Have a Dark Night. You're
Yes.
the worst.
I love it.
You're the worst.